I'm John Leonard. I'm a corporate lawyer with Fairfield Woods in Denver, Colorado. We've put together a series of informative presentations on different areas of the law, hopefully in simple and maybe even entertaining fashion to let our clients and friends know different aspects of the law. We've been talking to Tim Jordan today on various aspects of wills and trusts. We don't do wills very much anymore. It's all trusts. And so we spent a lot of time talking about trusts. We've also talked about what constitutes a full estate plan, which is a trust and different powers of attorneys that you need, medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney. We're going to talk about some different trends in estate planning. Things have really changed now because of the impact of information technology and computers. I guess one of them is if you died, people could go through your mail and figure out what you had, but that doesn't, everything's electronic and you need passwords and all sorts of things. Tell me about what's going on.
Yeah, it's kind of presenting a challenge for us. It used to be when somebody passed away, if they didn't keep good records, or they didn't share a lot of information with the children, you generally could put together the financial picture over 3 or 4 months just by checking the mail. You knew they had a house, where they lived, but they would get paper bank statements, paper, investment account statements, maybe life insurance premium notices, and you could kind of put that puzzle together and figure out what the assets were. But in today's world, everything is pretty much paperless. I don't know too many people that still receive paper bank statements, for example. So it's become very important to put together a list of all of your accounts, passwords, so that in the event of a death, people know what your assets are, because again, unless people know what they are, there's not that paper trail to follow. I think a lot of assets kind of slip through the cracks these days, and stuff ultimately ends up on I think it's called the Colorado Give Back. If you looked at their website where they have all the unclaimed assets. So, we expect to see a lot more stuff end up there. And in fact, and
if not, it goes to the state.
Well,
maybe a sheet to the state.
Yeah, it usually just kind of sits there, really. And it's interesting in that, you can get on that website and do a name search, and there's a good chance you'll find something for yourself on there. And we always look when somebody passes away to see if there's any unclaimed assets. I mean, I looked on there recently for myself, and there was, I think, a $60 check that was a refund from homeowners insurance after I sold the house that never got forwarded to me. So it's become very important to keep a better detailed list of your assets and your online accounts so that they're easily accessed on death. And so that's been an interesting.
And so another issue you and I talked about is that because of these ancestry websites, people discover that they have children that or brothers and sisters that they didn't know about, huh?
Yes, that's been very interesting as well. I've had several people contact me because they've gotten on Ancestry.com or 23andMe, and all of a sudden they find out that they had a child 40, 50 years ago that they were completely unaware of. And so, different people react differently to those situations. We've kind of beefed up some of our language in our documents to specifically exclude unknown children, for example, because if someone dies and all of a sudden they find out that there's a child out there that they were unaware of, they can potentially make a claim against the estate.
And so I asked in an earlier tape when people should come in and, if they've done an estate plan with you or anybody else, when should they contact you to update it? It sounds like even without a divorce or new grandkids or new kids, that every so once in a while, checking in with Tim Jordan's a good thing on your estate plan, just to get your documents up to date on new trends or tax laws changing and things like that. So.
Yeah, because a lot of people aren't aware of some of these changes that are happening. We generally recommend that people review their plan every few years. The reality is most people don't. Any plans that are 10 years or older probably need to be looked at. We've had significant changes in the estate tax laws. And, some of the older plans, we find they're overplanned. There's too much unnecessary estate tax planning in these documents. Just to give you an example, in the mid-90s, the estate tax exemption was $600,000. So that's basically the amount that you can pass free the estate
Tax-free,
tax. In the mid-90s, that number was $600,000. In 2023, that number is $12,920,000.
Wow.
So there's a lot of old plans
Talk
that
about
have
inflation.
Yeah. So there's a lot of plans out there that, that they're structured based on very low estate tax exemption amounts, and they're overplanned, and it may result in not the best
Right.
income tax consequence. So anything over 10 years old absolutely should be looked at.
Well, if you want a simple explanation on the various aspects of estate planning, we've just done 5 or 6 tapes on wills and trusts, and you can certainly call Tim, email Tim here at the firm and ask any questions, but we'd love to see you here at Fairfield and Woods. And thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, John.